late, but we are good to go. And thank you all for coming. And yeah, there we go. I'm trying to make sure I got everything, because you know how that goes. I'm making sure.
I know. Trying to drive the bus.
Hey, yes, I'm driving the bus. Don't you worry. But anyway, we got a lot going on tonight. We're going to be talking about frequency and healing. And I got a whole bunch of notes. If you can't see it, I got notes there. Look at that. My magic little notepad that we all love. And stuff like that. I've been working really hard, everybody, to put out more videos. If you haven't noticed, I did the Life Among the Indians one this week, and I hope you all enjoyed that. It sounds like it. And thank you to Lucky Stone. He sent me a PDF on it, so if you want the copy of that, I will have that, and so it's out there, and we are gonna keep reading that book, and it's gonna be good. So if you want it, email me. The email is in the description. Next, we got Big Al. I gotta mention this. Big Al is in the chat. He's driving. He's in he's in Georgia somewhere. So drive safe, Al. He says there's a big wreck ahead of him. Oh gee. Well, be careful. He's got the cards. Now I put in the chat in the beginning. You guys can scroll up, and I put it the thing for the Crystal Network, so you can go order your cards. We need to get more people order cards. Just go order one deck, please go order one deck, so we can get the cards ordered and get them going, and everybody can get their cards and so forth and so on, which will be really great. And then we'll do some fun stuff, because I got like 3 decks ordered. I'm only going to use one, and I am going to give out 2 decks. So there you go. So as soon as we can get them up and running, ain't that going to be great?
Yes.
I know, it's awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed the Milky Way shorts, because I'm thinking I'm going to do a few more of those. Those seem, because and hopefully, now my idea is to add some of Brian's stuff into the Milky Way shorts. I know you all love watching the intro stuff that I do for the shows, so I can get your attention, and that's why I put it out there, so you know when to come here every night that I'm on. And next big thing, tomorrow night we got Doug Stack. He's coming on. And well, I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. He sent me some pictures. Yes, Doug, I still have the pictures. If you want, you can send me some more. But Doug's going to come on. He's going to be a brave Milky Way soul triber, and he's going to come on. We're going to talk. It's going to be wonderful. So it's all good. Now, we got one big announcement, and that I already told Trina, so she knows the secret. And that is, I got a domain name, and I'm going to set up a Milky Way Soul Tribe website. How's that? Yes.
Awesome.
So we can post all kinds of information, pictures, strange things, whatever. And I'm going to put it all on there. You'll be able to go to the website in case YouTube ever cuts out and you don't know where to find me. You'll have a website to go to. I'll be able to post a lot of other information on there and things like that. One other thing I really want all of you to do, and this is really important, and that is I need you to go to Brighteon and go watch a few of my videos on there, because I need 1,000 views. I'm already up to like 360 some. So go there, watch a video or two, whatever it takes, subscribe, and then when they go live streaming there, I will have a backup place to go if YouTube ever shuts us off here. Now, I don't want to get rid of YouTube, because this has been a really good spot for us all to get to. But if you know how it goes, one day you're on, and just like that, they cut you off. And if that happens, you could go to the website, you could go to Brighteon, and we would have our show the next Saturday, no problem. Just like, I'm prepared. I'm ahead of the game. Right, Trina?
Yep, you got to be.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's super, super smart with what's going on right now. So I'm like, yay. And we will always remember, just Milky Way Soul Tribe, and get on the internet. We can still find each other no matter what. So I think it's brilliant.
Yes, yes, I'm working hard, people. I tell you, I may have a real job and work all day in the oil field. I'm busting my butt, you know, doing the things, but I'm always got you people on my mind up here, and I love each and every one of you, and I'm always thinking of you, and you just make my day when you come on here and you send me great emails. They're very inspiring, and that's what keeps me going. Thank you to everyone who sent me nice emails, good or bad. I tell you, they're really nice. Most everybody sends really good ones, which really makes my job worth it. So anyway,
To Chloe. I just
oh,
saw
Chloe's in the house. Ah,
Yes.
yes. We
You're
got
so-
lots of people. Oh man, I didn't mean to stop. We got good people in here. Like I said, Al's in the house. He's on the road.
No.
And so send him good. We got Joanne's in the house. Joanne Dancing Gypsy. Hey, Joanne.
Joe.
Lucky
Joe.
Stone is in the house.
Hi,
Doug
Lucky.
Stack is in the house.
Hi,
We
Doug.
have elderberries in the house. And
Hi,
Delaney Pearl Jones.
Hi, Miss
Thank you for
Delaney.
coming. And we got Brenda Milky's mom.
Hi, Mom.
He is so nice. One of these days I got to get you on here too.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Annie Allen's in the house, and Jill Jarrett. Thank you, Jill Jarrett. She sends me such nice little comments under my videos, which is so nice.
I
I really
see
appreciate
comments unless I got my eyes on and I can
Oh,
see. Hi,
Sherry
Teresa.
Sherry Large. Yes. And Teresa. Yes, Teresa. Teresa
Hi,
is
Sherry.
awesome. You know, she's done such a great job on that Drowno 7. She's like, wow, she's
Yeah.
going to be so full of knowledge from that Egypt thing, you know, that she's like right in there.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating topic. It's so powerful, and there's so much information about this that's been coming to me about sound frequency creation, and there's just so much to this whole Cain and Abel and the potentials of cannibals, because there's so much around sacrifice and blood. And
Ah,
it's you know, I really do think that this is a big part of the game that most people have been missing.
well, I think that knowledge was stripped from us. That was stripped from us because we somehow lost it. I mean, I'm reading stuff and I found out some things today that blew my mind. You know, I mean, wow. We got who else is in the house? I hope I didn't. Posey's in the house, and Janice, and I don't know who that. Anastasia, I think that's it.
Anesthesia.
Well, yeah, I think that's it. And Michelle Can-Am Free. I didn't want to miss anybody. Sorry. Oh, and Max Vision's in the house. Max, one of these days, I got to get you on here too, because the frequency is in the mind and the body, and you are always helping us develop that frequency. So thank you for all you do, because you have a really great channel. And if you don't know who Max Vision is, go over there and check him out.
Yeah, I love it. I love that. I love it. I always catch it like in the middle. I'm like, darn it, I missed the beginning. So I hate that.
Yeah.
Part of it.
Yeah, he always seems to have a show like, it always seems to be late for me. I've caught a show, quite a few shows. I keep needing to do it, but then I'm working or something happens, and
right.
Well, anyway.
Right. It goes that way.
Yeah. So Trina, what do you got today? You got any stuff? I got some stuff out of this book here, our favorite book, that I made some book notes on frequency and light, which was really cool.
Right on.
Yeah. And so I can read a few things out of there too that I found, which I thought was really cool. But what do you got on this? What like you said, even the Egypt things we're studying the frequency and light.
Yeah, and it's like Tesla talked about the 369, and when you understand frequency, light, and vibration, you pretty much have the keys to the universe. And it also too seems like this would be a way to bypass part of the Kabbalah tree that they say, the tree that's inside of us. It's like, instead of bouncing through the different systems, you go 3, 6, 9 all the way up. So it's you're bypassing the route that you might be going through. As you exit your physical body, you might have to go through different patterns or potentials of the energy bodies, and those energy bodies might be associated to what they call the tree of life that's within you. So it's a very interesting concept, and all of those are based on frequency. Every one of the chakras has its own sound, its own color, and its own vibration.
Stop right there, because that's where I found all of this stuff. And that was in this book, and it was like you were reading it right out of the book. Okay.
Synchronicity.
Oh,
Robert.
yes.
All
I
the
just
way.
got to find the right page.
Right? You're like, where is it in the book?
Okay. This is the keys. I don't know where I want to start. I guess I'll start at the first part of it, which is really good.
Let me show people this really quick. So fear, low frequency has a long, slow wavelength, and it activates very few of our DNA coding sites. The high frequencies, short or fast wavelengths, activates many more DNA coding sites, and that would activate love. And these are the differences that they show between those two patterns and how they flow. And this is from the flower of love. And you can see that. And there's fear, and there's love.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Nice. Oh, wait, hang on. I'm gonna blow that up for everybody.
Okay.
Okay. Say some words.
Okay, I'm talking. Is it there? Fear or love. And when you're in fear, your DNA shortens up, and it doesn't have as many receptors open. And when you're in joy or any of these positive things, it literally changes your DNA. So, we have all this talk about the changing of the DNA, and all this talk about raising your vibration, raising your frequency. Well, yeah, because you can receive more codons and more information from the sun and from your own DNA activations through these expressions of vibration, which being joy and love are going to give you the highest potential for activation, because it literally unlocks and opens up the codons in the DNA.
Absolutely. And that was in the thoughts I had today. I've been thinking about this all day, and I've been looking at stuff, and I was like, what about these? Each emotion that we have must produce a different frequency, jealousy, love, hate, what was it? The seven,
You're so funny.
sins or something like that.
It's this.
Oh gosh, here it goes. Here, I'm gonna blow that up. Here we go again.
That's it. It's the illusion of ourself, the illusion of our ego, the illusion of our belief systems. Can you guys see that, or is it backwards? So they're barriers to the realization of the true self. The 5 senses, those are the illusion, because our senses are always keeping us in the outside world, because that's how we process our world. Ego identification, that's when you can get into service to self and get into some paths of ego, and that usually leads to your own suffrage. Prison of the left brain, always being logical, never looking at the spiritual or emotional or intuitive aspects of the information you're perceiving. And then the institutional belief systems, they paralyzed us, and they are the barriers that keep us from identifying the frequencies and connecting to our higher chakra systems, which is the identity of your true self. It's getting more out of the ego body and more into the spiritual or essence of the true you.
Wow. Yeah. And all of those frequencies are in your chakra frequencies, and that's what all of this I had wrote down in this or part of this book. And it was talking about the 3 scientific faces of light, which will be given to man by the Enochian Brotherhood. One face will be an energy field, which will work with the levels of electromagnetic conversion. This will be used to take energy out of the air and use it for physical activity. This activity will be sustained as a perpetual pulse. Well, that's our body. That's our whole, thing going on.
Think about it, Robert. It's your heart.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah. There
heart
you go.
produces the greatest electromagnetic field of your body system. That is coming from the heart center. And that's why they're saying the more you can get that pulse of
Hmm.
in those higher frequencies, joy and love, that rhythm of life is so powerful. And that's how you magnetize things into your reality. It is literally through that electromagnetic field, and that is heart. So if
Hmm.
you can't feel, I don't know if you can create here. If you can't
Yeah.
feel here, I
Yeah.
wonder if you can create, because the feeling is what activates those magnetics within the human heart. It's emotion.
That's, yeah. Well, you're talking about the heartbeat, and now I had Sarah on the other day, and she was talking about your chi, and she
Yeah,
was talking about breathing. Well, that all has to do with your blood and your heart, and
absolutely.
pumping it up, and which was really interesting. I don't know if you caught all of that, but that was
I
really good.
did. It was awesome. It was
Yeah,
excellent.
she I'm getting her
Super.
on again. We're gonna have a whole thing maybe going on.
Yeah,
Okay.
when she was talking about the Tai Chi and
Yep.
all the different breath exercises and stuff, that
Mhm.
is, it's truth. I mean, everything she's saying is actually, that is really true. That's how you get into your rhythm. It's through breath.
Yeah.
How?
So now I've been using that all week, and getting going, or whenever and doing the stretches with my hands, because I'm driving in the truck or whatever, and I do the stretches, and then whatever, all of that, and I feel really good this week. So.
Absolutely, because like she said, you're moving the chi in your body, but you're doing it in a very healthy way. Most
Hmm.
people, like she says, they get up, they slam a cup of coffee, and they start running.
Hmm.
That's a shock to the system. It
Yeah.
truly is, the way she was explaining it. I'm like, that's absolutely chemically accurate. So it's,
Yes.
yeah, our bodies have rhythms, but some people, they get out of bed and they're literally on fire and they need to burst their energy out. Some people wake up and they need to get going, they need to get in their body, they need a little more time. So you have
Hmm.
to pay attention to your rhythm, of course, because everybody's rhythm is a little bit different.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's very true about how shocking yourself into energies versus
Hmm.
gradually moving into them more gracefully.
Hmm.
I think that's important for some people to understand those rhythms that you have.
Oh yeah. Plus I
Oh,
do the Julianne Payne thing where I get up in the morning and I shake.
absolutely.
I don't know what I did there, but whatever it was wasn't good. Um, anyway, yeah, I do the shake thing, and that makes me feel good. Okay, now we got the second face will be given to man the ability to utilize the consciousness of light with electromagnetic technology to create the Sphinx, the physical vehicle, which will be given to the understanding of how the physical biosatellites of interstellar creation operate. The pyramid Sphinx is the next face of a light which will allow man to be made into the image of the Illuminatis or luminaries, and at the same time be transformed into new bodies of light. So there you go. So so our creation is, we can, and we've done that. Tesla did that. He invented things to utilize the conscious of light and electromagnetic technology to make physical things to help us out, heal our bodies and things like that. So that kind of stuff, uh, create and operate. And they're just talking they're using the word Sphinx and pyramid and stuff. But we know that Marsha Price makes those pyramids, and they, give off a lot of energy. Now, can you imagine if there was some technology stuff that we could integrate with that to like boost it up, kind of, you know what I'm saying?
I think that those were energy centers back when they were operating. I really, really do. And
Absolutely.
the,
Absolutely. And that's why they had waterways underneath, and they, those were making the electricity because they didn't have power plants, and they still do today. They make some sort of power, but it's like, the battery's half dead right now. But
yeah,
I mean, you're still going to get some volts out of it, but no matter what, because there's that what goes on in a battery when you're in a battery. The battery is having an electrochemical charge inside it because the chemicals are reacting with each other and interacting.
Yeah,
you know.
everything here is alchemy. Every single thing here is alchemy. We're basically made of these elements,
Yes,
and
yes,
somehow we're able to control and direct them in whole form through consciousness, which is the gift that makes us unique in this experience. But
yeah, yeah,
everything seems like it's shifting. Energy, I
yes.
think our everything is shifting, and it seems like we're going to be coming into some new light. And I just keep seeing we're going to have plasma coming to the planet again and coming out of the planet at the same time.
Well, that was another thing. I wish I get somebody on that knew about the planets. Now they're supposed to be aligning in like a square, and our planet's going to be in the middle, and that's going to be drawing out everything, and it's really neat. I watched a few videos and stuff, and I don't know that much about astronomy, but you know, somebody could point me in the right direction of that. I'd be really helpful. Okay.
Yeah, there's several people reporting on that, and several amazing astrologers. And
Hmm.
yeah, that alignment, I do think it's going to be very serious. But I will tell you, uh, everything in my being is saying that this new moon is the true, actual beginning date in the start of the clock of the new Aquarian age. It
Ah,
starts in Aries,
yep.
and the old calendars all used to go on moon cycles. So when you
Hmm.
look at all of that, the first new moon in Aries, this is the beginning of the Aquarian age, in my opinion. So I think that's pretty profound. That
Nice.
this is actually the beginning of the new age, and this is when the anchoring of the energies are going to really start coming in now. I mean, hard, because you got to go through a, a a period of, separating the two ages, and we're still kind of in that,
Yep.
but we've been in that separating for a while.
Well,
I've felt it for a
well, and
while.
and that's the thing too, is like when you go into seasons. I mean, it's a season, you know, just like summer to spring, the spring to fall, and the winter. When you go through there, one day you got snow, and the next day it's 70 degrees out, and then the next day it's raining and 25, and it's starting to snow again while it's melting, and the flowers are out and the robins are coming, but yet
Yeah,
it's cold, and the next day it's beautiful again, and then, you know, and that transition is rough sometimes. It's like a rocky storm going through, but in the end you get to the next season, and then you have that 70-degree day every day, and you have the nice beautiful weather,
yeah,
and that's what we're going through. But the
yeah.
only
It's
thing
amazing.
is it takes, instead of taking a month or two, it's taking years and years, kind of thing.
That's what I was shown. It's not going to happen fast. It's going to happen gradual,
Yeah.
little at a time, little at a time, little at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, in our reality, it's little at a time, but I think in the big scheme of things, it probably doesn't take that long. You know, considering how old the
Yeah,
universe is and everything, it's like,
yeah,
oh, that happened like that, you know, when, you know, to us, it's like, wow, that was half my lifetime.
yeah. Is
So
Ryan in there yet? Is he still
not yet.
trying?
I'm still waiting.
Oh,
Here
man.
now. Here's the third thing. The third phase will work with the medicine of light, more specifically, electromedicine, which will allow various electromagnetic fields to speed up the chemistry of the human body, the human DNA RNA matrix, to work on a higher wavelength of light. When the people of God bring together these higher disciplines and electromagnetic technologies, meaning they're going to use technologies. Oh, there he is. The space travel and science electromedicine, they can create an autonomous amounts of communities of light, which will be stepping stones to other worlds. Now that I can't wait for. That's really cool.
What if we're already doing that with the people that are like channeling and contacting beings from other dimensions and other planets? What if
Well,
we're
yeah,
all,
that's even better, because, you know, I mean,
yeah,
it's like anything else. There's the people who just get it. And then there's other people, you know, it takes a while. You know, it's like some people can pick up a guitar and they just know how to play it. And other people,
yes,
they have to practice and practice, and they just never get it. And I'm one of those people.
Oh no, you're getting it, Robert.
No. I mean, playing the guitar. I used to play guitar. My mother played guitar all the time, and I took lessons for years and years. And by gosh, when I got all said and done, I could play a little bit, but I was never musically inclined that way.
You know, everybody keeps talking about, you know, we're in this ascension and the DNA is going to change and all this different stuff. And it's like everybody keeps looking for like something to happen or something to be given or something to be done. I think we're already there, and I think that we're already capable of this. It has been shown individuals who train themselves in meditation, deep work, and get themselves into strong, consistent, rhythmic feelings of deep love and appreciation, literally were able to change the shape of their DNA.
Yeah.
So this is like how powerful that we are. Emotion changes DNA, changes the way that it functions and spirals and looks. And then the electromagnetism and the relationship that we have to our DNA is related to space and time.
Yes. And space and time are just different. You know, they're stacked on, and we just can't get through it with our physical body. But yet we're made of light. You know, every light penetrates everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything is light. It's just denser light.
But the emotional part, it's we need to really focus on the emotional part, because it seems to me that there's an attack on the emotions.
Well, yeah, and like you were showing that little thing with the waves. It's just
not
like
just that. This magical new crown cold stops you from being able to taste and smell. That's senses. This is and then we see a lot of stuff with the children. They have a hard time verbalizing.
Yeah.
And talking. That's another powerful sense. So I'm seeing that this problem is we're seeing a shut off with the emotional connections within the physical body. And I think this is something that we really need to look at, because this is a key, because human emotion produces effects that literally defy conventional laws of physics. This is what I've seen when I've seen healings. I've literally seen complete restructuring of their physical systems and bodies. And it's miraculous. There's no reasoning, there's no way, there's no explanation, but bada bing, bada boom, there you go, it's done.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. Like, I don't know. Why can't, are you coming on? I don't know. He's got the thing going here.
He might be trying to figure it out, because he hasn't been on for a while. So he might have some issues with trying to get on.
I don't know. It's just sitting there. Maybe he lost signal. Anyway, okay, we're waiting. I got him locked in here, but nothing. Anyway, I got a whole bunch of stuff like deep healing frequency. Oh, here we go again. Deep healing frequency of 528 hertz. That's a healing frequency. And then we got of course, everybody knows the 432 hertz. It's like a vibrational medicine frequency. And there we go. There he is. And guess who else we got?
Hi, Ryan.
And Kent.
Hey, Robert. Hey, Ken. Hey, Trina. How is everyone?
Ryan, welcome.
I'm good.
My gosh, we haven't had you on here in so long, Kent. I forgot what you almost look like.
Yeah, it's been a while, so I'm glad to be back.
No doubt.
Ryan, thank you for coming on. You got a whole bunch of good stuff for us tonight.
Yep.
Trina's
this is like crazy awesome. Hi, Kent.
Hey.
Hi, Ryan. Oh my God, it's like a family reunion.
Yeah, the
How's
old
it
crew
going,
is back
guys?
together again.
Hey, that's true. Actually, hey, this is kind of where we all started at in
Yes.
video podcasting land, I guess you'd say. So that's pretty cool.
That is true. So good to see you guys. How are you, Kent? How is
Good.
it in Canada?
Oh, it's just like always, just like normal.
Right on. Right on.
Except for a lot of insane people around me, but other than
Oh,
that,
that's
you know,
everywhere.
yeah, that's just pretty much. It's a different world right now, but you know, I'm just actually I've been working a lot, but I'm just settling into it right now. I'm actually just yeah, I'm preparing for you know whatever we need to do to get through our own you know just experience and existence here and stuff like that. I've stopped paying attention to a lot of well pretty much everything that's mainstream now. I just try to tune it out as much as I can, except for when it's forced upon me. I that's where I live at right now.
Right on. And Ryan, how is it being Mr. Doctor? How's the new job and
Yeah,
how's
so
life?
everything is good. Very busy as always. But yeah, like Kent said, everything is like there's so much mainstream stuff now on all of social media, and we need to really get away from that because that's what really traps our minds and makes us like get into these like traps basically to get us away from who we truly are. Um, so we just have to like work on being ourselves, and I just have to like focus on that. So that's basically where I'm at right now.
That's a good place to be. I used to tell my children that all the time. They would start fighting, and I would look at them, and I would be like, "Focus on yourself,"
Exactly.
and they would be like, "What?" I'm like, "Focus on yourself. Stop worrying about what your sister's doing.
Yeah.
Stop
Forget
worrying
about
about the other
outside
one.
world.
Focus on yourself." And I swear, all these parents would look at me like I was crazy when they'd hear me say that, and then you'd hear them all doing it 2 weeks later because it's super important. And most children are never taught to look within.
Exactly.
They're always redirected. Oh, here, do this or do this, but it's always outside, outside. And I started mine when they were young. I was like, focus on yourself. It's
Yes.
time to go inside. You
Mhm.
need to figure out what's tripping your trigger, and you need to find a way to create your own happiness and don't expect anybody else to do that for you because that's your job. People would be like, I'm like, no, it's how it works. And it's what we all need to work on because this is, I think, where we've lost 90% of the game.
Yeah,
And not
absolutely.
in an egoic way either. So it's just you have to focus on yourself to just be true to yourself too. Like not
Yeah.
like focus on yourself to be like in your ego, but just to be true
Yeah.
to yourself.
Not service to self, but connecting with
Yes.
what you are so you can tap into your gifts, your talents, your abilities, and hopefully share them with those around you.
Absolutely. That is a very case in point. That's where we're at right now. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
there is no journey out there in you know, and not just the mainstream, not even just like the bigger mainstream, but just in what we see around us in the average you know society. It's becoming a place. I'm actually just becoming more at peace with you know not fighting against that, but still actually protecting self. You know, I had a pretty in. I've had a lot of intense. I don't know if they're intense, but I've just had a lot of message dreams coming in lately. You know, and I had one last night that I've still been tired all day because my dream was so intense last night. I was under such an attack, and it had to do with the vaccines and stuff like that, and basically just fighting it and putting down a law of just being within myself and with my own power. But man, I was tired today. I mean, it was like a full-on battle last night. You know, it was literally an astral battle dream, and I haven't had one of those in quite a while. So it was a little bit interesting. So
Yeah. Wow. That's powerful. That's massively that the whole collective consciousness on some level is dealing with that,
Yeah.
that battle.
Oh, for sure. We're all faced. We're all at a crossroads or point right now where we're faced with making tough decisions within, and a lot of those decisions, some of them might be from separation from, you know, other people for a while, or separation from what we're used to in society norms, and you know, we're just, it's like a testing ground almost right now, the world. It's really a testing ground of standing your own ground within yourself. And you know, you see it coming at you left, right, and center. I've been in, I went back over to Calgary for a while because I've been working with my son and just working, doing home inspections and stuff, and it's just been stupid. I've been so unbelievably busy, it's ridiculous. But I'm finishing building a project, and it's weird because I'm just making money hand over fist right now, and I know I just have this purpose, and then I got to go put it into this property that I'm building, and then I'm gonna actually take a real back seat away from this what I'm doing right now, because it's so strange because I know what's going on, and yet I'm playing this game, this role within my business life, I guess, and it makes me laugh because, yeah, it's really an interesting time to separate right now from what's going on inside my mind and having to play this game, which is, in a weird way, maybe something we'll all have to deal with a little bit, because to get around some of the things that are coming down the pipeline right now for us, we need to be we need to adapt and find our own way without, you know, selling our soul to the system right now, but
Yes.
just finding those ways to at least navigate within it, you know. So it is a bit of a funky land right now, I think.
Well,
Hi, Bill.
you know, with that, Kent, so the thing is, we were talking about frequency, and I know that's what Ryan wanted to talk about. He was talking about some frequency stuff, but if that is true, with all this stuff going on around us, is that changing our frequency, which is changing like your brain waves and stuff? That's why you're having different thoughts and dreams and connections. Is that possible?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, it's possible. I actually feel the need, just like what Ryan was just talking about, and Trina was just talking about. It's like, no matter what's going on, I keep basically hearing it and feeling it with myself to be true to self, you know, and not exactly what Ryan was saying, but not in an egotistical way, literally just in a like almost like a testing way, you know, testing our souls right now at you know, because at the end of the day, and at the end of the Matrix game and all of that stuff, the biggest lesson you can learn probably is how to be true to your own self, your own spirit, the true you within, even within, you know, a multitude of different factors and pressures coming from the
Everywhere.
outside.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's pretty much bad now. It's a lot worse than it was even just a year ago before the whole COVID thing happens. Like, everybody has to conform to a certain way of thinking. It's permeated into everything. Even like, it used to be just maybe politics and religion, but now it's every aspect of society. You're expected to conform to a certain way of living, and if you don't, then you're considered an outcast. And I mean, personally, I don't mind being an outcast, because I'd rather focus on what is right, what is true. Like, these are the important things that matter to me, not like fitting into a certain crowd because I believe certain things that don't really resonate with how I feel inside.
right. Me too.
Yeah. I've heard that
Absolutely.
a lot by a lot of different people saying there's getting to be this big divide, and there's going to be the haves and the have-nots in different ways, you know. And yeah, because you're Ryan, you're saying I don't care to be part of that crowd, so you automatically become part of a different crowd. The I don't want to be a part of that crowd. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And then so now you got the crowd that says I'm going to just conform crowd, and then there's the non-conformer crowd, and then that might be split off into multiple crowds. And
Oh, you know what keeps coming heavy on my soul the past couple days is about how when we look back at all these different religions and all these practices, everything was about sacrificing and the blood and all this stuff, and now we have all these issues with the kids and all these different utilizing of different parts of people. It seems like we're going through another one of these times where they're doing a modification of the human species once again, and I don't think this is the first time that this has been done. I keep getting a lot of information that this has happened to us multiple times, and that call to stay true to yourself. I think a lot of us, because we've been through this before, it might be like a cellular trigger that's opening up within us because we somehow have gone down this path before, and now we kind of understand that maybe it's important to stay true to yourself because maybe we didn't like the outcomes of what had happened in the previous times we've gone through similar times.
Yep.
absolutely. I see Big Al decided to show up too. He's stuck in Georgia somewhere. He's the one that was making the noise. Sorry,
Yeah.
people. Where'd you, Al? You're just a noisy kind of guy.
Oh, can you hear me?
I heard that big dong thing. What the heck was that?
Oh, this is my perfect pitch C 432. You like that?
Ah, perfect for the show tonight.
I agree.
Talking
Frequency.
about frequencies, I got it right here, baby.
Good job, Al.
Exactly.
Good job. That's a big one too. Holy cow.
Yeah, this is a 10-inch bowl right here.
Wow.
Okay, and then Perry over there, he's got the the perfect pitch G, and his is a 12-inch bowl. Let's see, Trina has the 12-inch.
I got G. God.
Wait a minute. No, Perry has the E and Trina has the G. That's right.
Yes.
But this is the C. Okay.
Excellent.
That
Pretty
is
cool,
so
huh?
cool. That is so cool. That is so cool.
So anyway, we're on our way to Memphis.
All right. All right. As long as it ain't you in the traffic jam and getting accidents.
Did you say you were gonna get you're gonna get the t-shirts back up and running?
Someday. Sooner or later. We're gonna do that.
Yeah, you're gonna get the original ones?
I don't know yet. I have no idea right now. We're gonna make it our own. I was telling everybody I got a thing I'm gonna start make a website. So we'll have it all on there, Al. We'll have it all on there.
To Perry.
Hey Perry.
How's it going? Hey,
How's it
Jamie,
going, bud?
What's up?
All right. All right. Good deal. Right on the money with that stuff. With the frequency. Perfect.
Yeah.
See, we know what you do in the meantime where you're driving in the truck. You got your brain always a going.
I'm telling you. Hey, I still haven't taken the tag off. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, what's her name? That what was that gal's name? That Minnie Pearl. Minnie
Yeah,
Pearl.
Mini
She
Pearl.
always had the day.
Yeah. Hey,
You're the man version of Minnie Pearl there.
Martha's mom passed away, by the way, from cancer. About 4 days ago.
Oh, that's sorry to
Martha
hear.
Novak. She was on A7 a few times. You remember?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, our condolences, Martha, and Wayne Steiger, our condolences as well.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It's bad
Yes.
for Wayne.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
I used to talk with Marsha all the time. I haven't talked to her in a little while. I have to.
geez,
I'm
I
gonna
can't.
I'm gonna go see her in Arkansas, Kent.
Ken, I
What's
haven't.
that?
I haven't heard from you. I think. I think I've grew some gray hairs, man, since the last time I talked to you.
It's been a
Me
while.
too.
Yeah,
I think I grew some gray hairs in my beard too.
I got some gray hairs growing now, man. Before it was all normal, you know.
Yeah,
It's good to see you, Kent.
absolutely.
I think it's from everyone when they merge on the highway, they don't know to step on the gas to get ahead of the truck. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So
What
Ryan,
is that?
have
is that
you
phenomenon
done
anyway?
anything interesting? Like
Yes.
found any good, like had any wonderful epiphanies of life lately? I know you guys always have mind-blowing things happen, especially if you aren't around for a while. And I'm like, anything interesting and fabulous and
Yeah,
fun?
I mean, lately it's I've been focusing on just trying to get into the universal. So one thing that I've been doing every single day for the past over a month now, and I want to continue to do it every day, is just to continue to meditate on different vibrations and to really connect the dots between different vibrations, the sound waves, and certain colors and certain concepts that they might bring to us. And I think that's a good way to really get away from like the whole mass consciousness, like the mind control that everybody's doing with us. Like, because every single vibration has its own frequency, and by tuning into that, we can tune into a certain virtue that will help us to evolve in a certain way. Like, for example, like one thing a lot of people that have been talking about is justice, but a lot of people have been hypocritical about that. But one way to focus in on justice, for example, is to tune into certain frequencies like the F letter, and to really get into the frequency of certain letters and vibrations like Lamed, which is historically been involved in certain frequencies like harmonics and justice, and to get us in tune with these vibrations so that we can be in tune with our fellow man, to just like think of these letters and like the colors that have been associated with them in the past. Like for an F vibration, and it's a light green. You just basically meditate to this for several minutes, like maybe up to 20 minutes, and just let yourself be imbued with the like the harmonics of the entire universe. Let it enter into you, and to let it overtake you, so that you don't get involved in anything else that might be like just being forced into you. Like, it's the harmonics that enters into you from the universe itself. And every single letter of the alphabet has this frequency, has this tone, that if you vibrate that certain letter, like for example, the ancient Buddhists with like just saying that over and over again, like, because each letter has its tone. So the is the of creation. The U has its own harmonics. That's the Vav of the Hebrew alphabet, and that is involved in the Kundalini rising. And then the M is the manifestation, the water. So M is like total water manifestation in the physical plane. So that's what makes the Aum sound so powerful. And we could really do that with all of these sounds if we really take our words and the letters that make up the words, like really make them holy and sacred, and really tune into this like every night before we go to bed, just to vibrate these letters, vibrate these tones, vibrate certain words of power, to really tune into the universe itself. And that allows us to tune out to what is being spoon-fed to us to make us think something that we are not. So we really need to tune into what we are. We need to tune into what is universal. We need to focus in on what connects us to the universe out there. And this is what makes us human. This is what really makes us above like any of the animal species, allow us to really evolve past what we are right now. We're like an animal species, just to tune into what is universal and to be really aligned with the resonance of the universe itself. And like every single tone allows us to do this. And that is basically what the show is about, like with frequency and vibration and tuning into certain sounds, certain vibrations, to allow us to have that freedom to express ourselves and not be a slave to everything else that is coming into our sphere trying to control us.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, you know, you're right. The Earth, I had a paper on this, but the Schumann resonance is 7.83, right?
Right.
And we vibrate because we're on Earth and we're in that frequency all the time. We vibrate really close to that. And every person on Earth has their own vibration, because we're like, you know, just specks, you know, there's probably a spectrometer of infinite numbers after that we can all vibrate at. So no two people vibrate at the same frequency, correct?
Right.
And then of course, each one of these frequencies, I don't know if you've ever seen one of those shows where they, you know, vibrate something at 432, whatever, and it makes these cool designs and stuff. But each one of those is that vibration. And like you said, if we can say those words or things like that, then that is giving us, is making those patterns in our body. And I looked up some of this stuff, like the 528 hertz, that's a deep healing frequency. And if we can, you know, the or the, I always do the, I don't know if you ever heard the one, the new, I do the new, you, new. And I do that over and over. If I'm feeling bad, I do that. And within a little while, I feel really good. I don't know why or what frequency it is, but if I get in that right, new, you know, and I say it just right, with my voice is deep, oh man, I just feel really good.
Yeah. And that makes sense, because you're making your own words of power. Because the end sound, when you say like, that is one of the completion sounds, because that is intellectual completion into the material world. So that is the noon. So that is like what is in the water. So that is what is material. Yep. And then the U is like a healing frequency. So when you say like ooh sound, that's a very healing frequency. So you're combining the material with the like healing, and like combining the intellectual with the material and the healing. So that makes sense that you feel that way. And that is one reason why we need to really focus on like how we vibrate these letters. And this is really good for meditation, just to draw them out slowly and to know what we're saying, because each letter has its own frequency. And when we tune into what each letter stands for, what the frequencies are, we can really have like deep healing within, and we can really help control our, like the way we deal with reality and the spiritual realms, the astral plane, the mental realms. Like all of this can be really tuned into or aligned with the sounds that we make, the vibrational frequencies, from the highest level, the spiritual level, down to the creational level, to the mental level, the astral plane. Like all of this we can attune with if we can really sit with ourselves and to vibrate these specific letters of power and create words of power from them. Because I mean, a lot of these things people used to do in the past, and now people try to mimic what was done in the past without not knowing or understanding what is being said or what was being said back then. But we really need to get back to aligning ourselves with these frequencies so that we truly understand what is being done within our own souls, because that's the whole idea, is to align our own souls with the highest form of reality, with the spiritual realm, so that we can align our own vibration in the material with the highest spiritual realm, like with the angels, with all of these beings that want to help us ascend to higher levels, higher than we are right now.
Okay, I got a question for you. I don't know what you know about history
Mhm.
or different languages, but I know that as languages developed, the older languages were more like yeah, ooh, well, like yeah, those Hebrew languages or whatever it is, that they can still speak, and they were basically just tones, and
Right.
by making a different tone, it represented a different word or thing, or I think the Indians did that a lot too, because if you ever listen to them, their languages,
Right.
and it's like, what, and then when they do their chants is, hey, and it's, I can't make heads or tails of it, but it's just all like you were talking about. It's all tones.
Exactly, yeah. And a good example of that is in the Hebrew, there is the H sound, which is both H and E to us. It's like ha, heh. And then you have the CH, which to us is like choose, but to them it's more of like it's like a deep phonetic CH sound, but it's more like you hear the H in it. So the H is aligned with water, just as the CH is aligned with water, but the CH compared to the H. So like a CH sound, that form, that vibration really aligns you. Like if you have it, if you pronounce it the original way, like ha, het, like with a deep sound from your throat, compared to just like ch, like if you have the H sound vibrating with it, then you have like the whatever is found from the H, which is the combination of the, like it's the divine feminine, basically. It's the mother and the daughter together aligned into one. And then the CH sound, the het, is the combination of the two, which creates the labor that forms the divine feminine daughter, which is what allows us to manifest in the physical world. And we don't have any of that in the English language. We have CH as choose or ch, but it's a different vibration, so you don't really get the same effects. So one way to meditate, so you can meditate on the old sound, like the ha, like when you really like pronounce the letters, then you can get the het sound, which is the divine daughter. And that has really been missing from society in the past 2,500 years. Like we have the divine son, we have the divine father. In some cases, we have the divine mother. We don't have the divine daughter, and that's the CH sound. And that is a result of the het, the H sound, which is originally the Eve, heva, Eve, heva. So that is the first woman, but then you have the sound that is beyond that, the CH, which is the result of the labor, the harvest. And this is something that was really talked about in ancient times and really understood in ancient times as the harvest. So this was what comes from the divine, the union of the divine masculine and divine feminine, the divine daughter. And this is something that is not seen at all in any of our phonetics now or in any of our philosophies. And this is something that I believe that we really need to get back to align ourselves with the divine daughter and the divine son, so that we're not totally locked into one position at the expense of another.
So do you think that the powers that be along the way literally changed our language to get rid of that power, that understanding, using those vibrational tones as we would literally talk ourselves healthy? I mean, I'm just making, I'm kind of living here, but literally what you're saying is by talking that like an old language, you would literally be vibrating those sounds all the time and interacting with everything like you're talking water. And saying one thing. And you're talking and vibrating the healthy sounds continuously. And now we don't do any of that.
No, we don't. Yeah, now it's basically just arbitrary. So
Yeah.
our words, our sentences don't really mean too much except on a purely physical level. And I believe that was intentional at a certain time. And I think not many people know about this now. And even the people that try to control us now might not have any of this information. Maybe they do, but I mean, I most likely at this point, there's a lot of ignorance about it. But I mean, maybe there are some people that do know that there are certain sounds that make you vibrate on a higher level and they try to suppress it. This was definitely done in the past, I think, at least to change the whole idea and to get people away from a personal realm more into like the statist way of thinking back like 2000 years ago when the government tried to make people conform back in ancient Rome. And I believe there might be some people that still understand this to this day, but for the most part, I think this knowledge has been lost, and there's a lot of ignorance about it, not just with us, but with the powers that be. I think they don't even really know about it now because a lot of them are mostly just atheists and thinking that they are like the divine creators, like the state is the divine, and they don't even believe in a lot of the stuff that some of the ancients did when the original subversion took place and the rulers back in the day tried to make people conform to their way of thinking rather than their own way of thinking. I think the people now are a lot more ignorant. Like even the people on top are a lot more ignorant of what is really going on because they think of themselves as gods. Like they don't even really believe in spirit. They believe that they are the highest realm, as their duty to tell people what to think and what to do. Like you do this, you think this, like this way of thinking is toxic, don't think that way. But at a certain point, yes, I do believe that this was done on purpose to really subvert people's thinking so that they do not go within, do not vibrate the tones that will allow them to feel universal power and to feel the power within. Because everything comes down to like feeling, first of all, it's like there's three things. There's mental, there's feeling, emotional, and then there's spirit, which is like the knowledge within, the gnosis within, which is a combination of both the mental and the feeling, the emotional part. So you really bring this all within so that you could express it outward. And to really express outward is to be in touch with the whole divine. And if we could really do that more often, then we wouldn't have the conflicts that we have, that we see today pretty much everywhere. Like everywhere is conflict. People are always angry at each other. And it's just, it's really sad because, I mean, it doesn't have to be this way. And a lot of this, like you said, is engineered and it has been engineered for years. And it's, I mean, I believe that it's about time we break free from this cycle and start treating each other with respect and start treating our own temple, our own body as a temple, and start to become aligned with these spiritual forces. And one way of doing that is to align with these frequencies, these sound waves, these vibrations that we've known about for thousands and thousands of years. But now all of a sudden we think like society thinks that, oh, these are just like ancient primitive people, they don't know what they're doing. But in reality, it's us that are acting like the primitives by just not aligning ourselves with the reality that is all around us and that imbues us with its power. Like we try to be separate from it, separated from us. And this is like the real toxic way of thinking.
Yeah, I mean, you said such a mouthful there. You know, I mean, I was having flashes in my head when you were saying that because I love a lot of history stuff. And as you were saying that, I was thinking, wow, is that why they killed off, you know, certain cultures? You know, they said, here, we're taking you over, you're changing your language, blah, 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 and so et cetera, and so forth and so on. And then the second part of that is you know, in the Bible part, it was always talking about the Tower of Babel. Well, if you took those people and you said, hey, you know, all that, you know, whatever language that you're doing, hey, you're getting too powerful doing that. We're going to change it to something simpler. And now Now you people forget, literally, it's not the changing of the different languages,
Mhm.
literally changing your language and forgetting about that stuff that makes you vibrate all the time, every word you speak.
Yeah, and it's not even that it's more simple now, it's actually more
Yeah.
complex.
Yes,
Because if you
very
think about the
complex.
English language, there's really nothing logical about it. So it's actually more complex than it used to be. Like if we go by tones, if we go by frequency, then it's actually simpler. But the way people made it, it's actually more complex now.
Yeah.
Like they think it's more intellectual now, which I mean it might be, but I mean if it's intellectual and gets us farther from the truth, then what's the point? Like we really need to like, I mean that this is the whole thing. Like it even talks about in the Bible, like you want to have like intellectual to a certain point, but you want the intellect to be a tool of your own mind, not, you don't want to be a slave to the intellect. You don't want to let the intellect run wild so that it goes into like all these delusions. And then you start making up things that don't even make sense, which a lot of the language is now, a lot of the words are now. And I think that's where we are at this point as a society, that our words don't even make sense and we don't really respect
I just
language.
completely support what you're saying. I was reading this really great book and it's called The Meaning of the Word America. Have you guys seen this? And it's
Hold
like,
it up to the thing. I got
Yeah,
you. And say some words.
The Meaning of the Word America.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And it's amazing because like if like how Ryan's talking about our language, it's like if you look at, okay, Nimrod in Sumerian, who was a reptilian sun god with 3 horns, whose counterpart feminine is Ceramus, represented as a reptilian holding a hybrid child. Ra'ah is Egyptian Arabic, bark of a dog. Ra, Re, Re, Egyptian Arabic for Sirius, dog star, the shining ones. From Sirius, who are dragons or vipers, Ammon is the ram god. Kavush, Arabic, means ram. Kabesh, Arabic, a conqueror, means a rapist, means a reptile. Rapier, Latin, rapist. Rapier, a reptile throughout our history. The reptiles are known for abduction, rape, and deceitful knowledge. Herpeton is Greek, reptile, creeping thing. From herpion, to creep, serp, Proto-Indo-European, to crawl, to creep. Sarpa, Sanskrit, serpent, snake, and sarpati, to creep. You can look at so many words that mean different things and have the same pronunciation, but they have completely different meanings. And then when you throw English into the mix with the ancient words, just like Brian said, everything is backwards, upside down. We don't know what these words mean anymore. It is completely crazy train.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the English language is a production of the deception away from the natural, basically the natural laws of creation. And that was really, I just been sitting here, this has been really, really cool to listen to Ryan talk and everybody talk right now, because my chakra system's been going off. Actually, I just been sitting here like riding the wave of it. So yeah, this is something I've been missing, being away, I think, and being in the world, is that these conversations of, I used to say it back in the days, I used to call us like the children, like the true children, and just, those that are still connected, interconnected. And I really think that that's what we see around us right now, is just such a disconnection. And these are the strings, like the patterns of disconnection. And it's so funny because I can think back to just times in my life and right now where I've really gained power or just spiritual power, and they have come through the use of just simple chants or even simple focus. Like even these chants, they put you into a level of focus. You're right, like what Ryan was saying, where the distractions go away and you realign. And it's amazing actually how fast it happens. Like you can realign so quickly with tone or thought or tone or just, you know, bringing yourself back into your own internal, you know, power source. This is where the miracles come from. This is where the ancient miracles we talk about, exactly what Ryan's talking about right now, and in just being used in multiple different ways is where we get that. We just realign instantly through. And I know a language within me, and I don't know what language it is, and I've always only spoke it to myself because people would think I'm insane. And it does sound very much like an ancient, kind of more native language. I'll get into chants and I'll get into this, and I will have full-on conversations with myself of these tones. And when you're going through them, you're right, you just feel everything about you just aligning. It's just like this massive energy of self coming to you. It's really it's very powerful.
You know, when it says abracadabra, I speak, therefore I create. I wonder if these certain tones that you're instinctively making actually are unlocking the DNA memories within the body for healing and specific access to certain healing frequencies. And it comes through these sounds that we have forgotten.
I
Each tone
definitely
leads you into a tunnel.
Kent, I agree with you. I've thought the same thing, and it's like, you know, I got this thing talking in my head sometimes. It's like I feel like I should be speaking something else, but I just call it hooba hooba talk, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Each tone
true.
leads you into its own tunnel. So I mean, this is something else that's been lost throughout the centuries. But like when you vibrate, it's not just the tone, but it aligns with certain principles. Like if you have knowledge of the tree of life, like each tone resonates with a certain characteristic in the tree, like a certain place in the tree, like a tunnel between two of the Sephiroth, and each Sephiroth has its own virtues. So like if you vibrate a certain tone, you can align yourself with a certain Sephiroth within the tree of life, and to learn even like more about that, about what is being taught there. So it's like it's like a gateway that you could open toward the Sephirotic tree. Like for example, like I talked about justice before, like the tone F, like if you pronounce like and it's like you pronounce it and visualize like a light green color, and this really gives you and brings you into the tunnel of justice with it, which in the Sephiroth is the tunnel between Geburah and Tiferet. So Geburah is the Mars tunnel, the Mars Sephiroth of severity, and then Tiferet is the heart center. So it brings you from Mars, which is action, into the heart. So justice harmonic. So that allows you to bring from the outside world, the severe world, into your own heart. And this is really a powerful tone. Like, so you could just vibrate like the tone F, like over time, and then just visualize the whole room, the whole universe around you turning like a light green. Then you go into that Sephirotic tunnel, and then you really open yourself up to certain gnosis that you could achieve from that tunnel, that allows you to become in harmony with the universe and like that specific aspect of it. So each tone really aligns with a certain tunnel within the tree of life, within the tree of knowledge, that allows you to understand a certain aspect of reality, of divine creation.
So,
Do
right.
you see the correlation between the magnetic pole of our Earth, as like a lot of people, you know, they speculate, you know, there's only rumors, we don't know for certain about Mount Meru being a magnetic mountain. I wonder if that's a mini of the macro, and I wonder what the Mount Meru would be in the universe. Do you think that could possibly be Black Moon Lilith?
Yeah, so I mean, you're talking about like the magnetic pole and also,
Yeah, because we've got one in
there,
our heart. We've
yeah,
got one
I
in the
mean, there's
center
the
of the
electric
earth.
field, the
What would
magnetic
be the
field,
universal construct of the magnetic
yeah,
power, the mother? Yeah, I'm like, would
and
that
that
be
is the
part of the
water.
element?
Just
Yeah.
like the electric field is the fire, the
Yes,
magnetic
yes,
field is the water. It's like red and
yes,
blue, red
yes,
fire, electricity, blue magnetism, water. So
mother.
the blue, the mem, like vibrate, like the sound vibrates with the water, and that is what
Oh,
you're
that,
talking about, the
yes.
magnetic field, and
Mem,
that's one way to
mem.
align with like your own magnetism and like to align yourself with the aspects of creation. That's why it's so important to align yourself with the daughter aspect or even the mother aspect, all of the divine feminine aspects, because they really have to do with creation itself, whereas the masculine aspects have to do with the will and the act of creating. But when you deal with actual creation, which we are in right now, like we really need to align ourselves with the divine feminine, because that is the creative energy, the receptive energy that causes the
Manifesting.
creation, that
Yeah, that's
receives the
the
creation into
manifesting
itself,
property.
incubates it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I
that
agree with that. The
manifesting.
magnetism is so important.
Yeah, the fire, but the father impregnates it, but the mother makes it. That's how I've been seeing
Exactly.
it. They're
Yeah.
like,
And that's the
they're like,
mother, the magnetism.
think of it this way. Father, thank you for thinking of me. Mother, thank you for making me.
Yeah.
I was like, I like that. It's simple and just kind of works it out for me in my brain.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I
No,
tell you what, that was that is so right on. Oh, go ahead, Ken. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, this is really a cool experience tonight. I mean, I've always, the I don't know if they're the wisdoms or just knowledge or just the 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 help in our each and every one of our paths, you know. But when Ryan was talking about that earlier about, just meditating on the colors and meditating on the sounds, and it just like, it just hit me where I was just, it's everything that it sparks everything that I know where I should be going in my journey, and seeing and giving. You can see the distractions and you can see the things on the outside of the path. But when you were talking about that, just because it was in front of me in my car, I just focused on this red for about, I don't know, like a couple minutes, and I just felt this, just the energy. I felt like I was gaining touch with it. And it's not the color red well, it is red in this example, but it's just understanding how the colors and the frequencies and all of the true things of, the divine feminine creation, divine, and then talking about, how we're in the masculine, but it's, I don't know, it just clicked something in me right there. So I totally appreciate that. That's why I love to come back to and visit with the, just those souls and those spirits that get it. And we're each and all on our own journeys of knowledge, but it's so, I don't know, it was very cool. It put me into,
we're not
a place. So yeah, that's cool.
We feel you. Yeah, we feel you. Oh my God. Yes.
I like to be a doer, so I like to listen and be like, okay, I get that. I'm gonna try that. Even I like experimenting with things that bring us to more of a natural state of being. Because we're all learning all the time, and we have to. We think we go on these journeys and they really truly enlighten us, but then we always snap back and realize just one little path that we learned some things in, and there's just so much to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, with that, I tell you, we've gone long in the tooth over. I want to say thank you to Ryan for coming on. Kent, I am so glad you showed up, and hopefully we gave you a boost of, Milky Way Soul Tribe power again,
Exactly. There you go. that's absolutely, that's great. And I mean, it's awesome to see you, Robert and Trina, and yeah, Ryan. You know, you're all just you're like family, and we're all just in different, different spots in the little universe or matrix that we're within. But we all come, and we're all sparks within it, and that's that's the best we can be while we're within this system. So I mean, it's really, really cool. Yeah, I'm appreciative of all of you.
Well, all I know is I feel like I've just been so blessed to have my brothers back. So it's so good to see both of you, Brian and Kent. Big hugs. And Robert, I love you. Thank you for being the bus driver so I get to spend time with my brothers. I love you guys.
Thank you, Trina, for coming. I tell you, I enjoy my Saturday nights. You just you're just wonderful, and everybody that came in the chat room that participated here and who will watch it later. I know there's a lot of people can't. It's late. They got to work. So do I. I got to go to bed pretty soon. I got to work. Anyway, thanks, Kent, for showing up. And Ryan, thank you for inspiring this great discussion. We'll have to have you on again for this because boy, I think we just scratched the surface.
Yeah, there's so much more. I would love to hear so much more about especially the Sephiroth and the Tree of Life and colors and how you travel and how you connect, because Ryan, wow, you are amazing. Yeah, you've always blown my mind. So
yeah, you were blowing my mind tonight, Ryan, like usual, buddy. Awesome.
Yes.
I'll be on again soon then. I'll think of good stuff to talk about. But yeah, it's been great. I always love coming on with you guys. So it's always great to share with like minds.
Yeah,
absolutely. And
I
with
think
that,
it's so good for us to reconnect once in a while because it helps us remember that we're not alone, even though we're on different paths doing different things. There is such a feeling of peace and comfort that's in my heart just knowing you guys. So thank you for being in my life, all of you, all three of you beautiful men. Thank you.
It's a men night tonight, isn't it?
It is. I'm like, I'm a little overwhelmed here with all this testosterone. I'm like, wow.
Awesome.
All right. Well, with that, I tell you, well, thank you, everybody. Go over to Max Vision. I think he's got a show on right now. We all love Max. Yeah. And thank you for being here. And from the bottom of my heart, I love you all. You make it well worth it. And be the frequency you want to receive. Until next time, peace. Love you all.
Love you all.
And there we go.
Yay.
Right on.
All right. Another show.
It was so good to see you both. I really, really